Hello and welcome to another TGIF episode of the Aunty Pharmacist podcast. And guess what? This is the final episode for the year 2023. Yes! So this is episode 24 of season 1. Wow, we have had 24 episodes so far on this podcast. Well, 25, but minus the introductory episode, which is the unofficial episode. Guys, I can't tell you how happy I am that we're here. Imagine 2 episodes per week for 12 straight weeks. Thank you so much for your support for this podcast from the get-go, from the inception, from the beginning. I can't, start mentioning names. Those of you that listened, that commented, those listening from Canada, from Australia, from USA, from Nigeria. Thank you so much. Well, let me not go ahead of myself. This episode is divided into 2 segments. The first is the normal TGIF episode, and the other one is my own Spotify Wrapped, my own Wrapped for the Aunty Pharmacist podcast for the year 2023. So let's get right into it. So a while back, I came across an article on Zikoko written by one Mr. Azan Yaya. I don't know if he's a pharmacist or not, but Mr. Azan Yaya, if you're listening to this podcast, this is me acknowledging you for the article you wrote. It actually inspired me for this episode, and I've kept it under wraps for a while. So I see that it's a befitting episode to actually end the year because it's kind of hilarious, but at the same time, it's passing a message, alright? So the title of the article is 15 things Nigerian pharmacists are absolutely sick and tired of. Really? Do you think we as pharmacists are tired of something? Well, Mr. Azan is right. He mentioned 15 things, alright? And I'll be adding some of my own. So this is kind of a commentary on that article, and I'll be adding my own to it. Do you understand? Well, subsequently on this podcast, I may be bringing this back where my other colleagues will have to pitch in as well, tell us those things that they are absolutely sick and tired of, either from society or from the patients. And who knows, maybe patients will have their own go-to. Right, fine. Number 1 on the list is paying dues. Like, who is not tired of paying dues in Nigeria? But the dues Mr. Azan is talking about is that of the society, the council, and all of that. Well, let me just stop that there. Then there's number 2. My daughter too is a pharmacist. Well, we hear that a lot. Yes, my daughter too is a pharmacist. Or my daughter too is a doctor. Well, we know. And it's quite good. As men of honor, we join hands, right? Some patients will come to, like, I know my body. Yes, I get this. I know my body. Well, you have told me your symptoms. I know the drugs that work for you. You cannot come and be telling me that I know my body. Really? Do you tell your doctor that one? Number 4 is come and take 400,000 naira for your license. 400,000 naira for license. Well, not in this economy. I will not say much about that. Number 5 is, do you sell recharge card? This one, we get it a lot, even in my premise. People just come in. Do you sell recharge card? I'll be like, please, this is a pharmacy. Please and please, we don't sell recharge card here. What we sell is drugs. Even if it's pharmacy and stores, there are things that we sell, but not recharge card, please. Then number 6 is, I need medicine to flush my system. Oh, please. If I could get a cover for how many times I hear this. Well, an episode is coming, now next year, that will address this very well. Like, flush your system, how? Another one is the locum wala, 98,900 locum. That one only pharmacists will understand, alright? That's number 7. I don't want to talk too much about that. Number 8 is repping for Nigerian companies, especially, the indigenous companies that will not give their reps cars. I hope that these companies will do better, even though we know that it's not easy to do business in this country. Number 9, this is the best brand. I talked about branded versus generics. That was my most listened to episode, and that was number 1, alright? So I've addressed this, I think. Do you understand? So there is really no best brand also, but well, pharmacists have to do what they have to do, right? Some have to meet target and all of that, even though I'm not for it, but it happens, all right? Then number 10 on this list is auntie nurse. Auntie nurse. Like, really? No, I'm not a nurse. Some will come in and say, doctor. I'll be like, no, this is a pharmacy, not a hospital. I'm a pharmacist, not a doctor, not a nurse. Please, the auntie nurse is even common. People call me Aunty Pharmacist. Well, I accept it. Nigeria and respect. You want to come in and you don't just want to say pharmacist. Now you put auntie there because, well, she's a lady and she looks of age or not. Anyway, just put auntie there just as a sign of respect. So I've accepted that, and that's part of the reason why I have named this podcast Aunty Pharmacist. That one is acceptable, but please don't call me auntie nurse or doctor. Please, when I become a doctor, I'll let you know. That is doctor of pharmacy or doctor of philosophy. But for now, I'm a pharmacist, and that's okay. Alright? Number 11 is when I was your age. Okay, let's address this one. This is by the older population. Like, when I was your age, you people like too much money, or you people like money too much. When I was your age, we chased this. Please, forget that one. This is 21st century. Forget what happened when you were my age. Some people will come in and be like, you people don't even know the value of money. See the money amount you are putting on drugs. Be like, really? This is not for me. This money that you are even paying is not for me. So why the insult, Baba? Please. Another one is stock taking. Well, there's nothing we can do about that. We must monitor our stock from time to time so as to avoid, losses and all of that. So there's nothing we can do about it, even though we're sick and tired of it. Number 13 on this list is I want to buy counting vitamin C. As a rule, we don't even sell that in my own place because, counting vitamin C. Who has time to be counting 1 to 100 when there are a lot of people waiting on the line to see you? Please, no time. Next, number 14 is pharmacists can fall sick. If also I get 1 naira for the number of times I've heard this. Please, we're not superhumans. We are human beings like you. The fact that we know medications does not mean that we now take everything like that. Even some pharmacists, most pharmacists and doctors do not like medications. That's the truth of the matter. We're human beings like you. There's no Superman or Superwoman amongst us. So, how would you say pharmacists can fall sick? And we are not good. The fact that we have drugs on our shelf does not mean that we ingest them anyhow. Please, pharmacists do fall sick. And another episode on this podcast, we address that in the future. And the last one, which is number 15 on this, is you people have plenty money. Let me just keep quiet, because in this economy, pharmacists, money. I think I saw something on Twitter a while back. Maybe it was trending or it was just a topic, being discussed. How doctors are not rich. Let me tell you, no healthcare profession is even rich in this country. At least you are not as rich as you want to be. Maybe relative to other people or some professions. You can say maybe we are on the average, we are managing. But please, don't put plenty money for where. Yes, then they say pharmacy is lucrative. It is still lucrative. But please, go and check the exchange rate and know that we are earning in naira. Then you know that we don't have plenty money. If there was plenty money, would people be jackpotting anyhow? There you go. We don't have plenty money. Thank you very much. Now that I've addressed those 15 on Mr. Yaya's list, I would like to add some of my own. Alright. Number 1 on my own list is, are you a pharmacist? Like, let me paint the scenario for you. This person walks into the pharmacy, sees you on your white lab coat. Sometimes this lab coat even bears a tag, pharmacist, or farm, so your name. And the person will still walk up to you and say, are you a pharmacist? Like, sir, can't you read? No, I'm the clown. Because why would you ask me that? And this is sometimes common with the older people, alright? Maybe you're surprised that somebody as young as me is the pharmacist. I don't understand. Because they'll come in, I want to see the pharmacist. And you are looking at me with lab coat and all of that. Say, sir, I'm the pharmacist. They'll be looking inside as if they are expecting one old man with grey hair to come out. Well, that's ageism. I might be addressing that later in another episode. Number 2 on my list is, your drugs are too expensive. True. There is no way patients will not complain about this, even if the price has obviously reduced. There are so many situations in which the price has reduced, because in my own premise, we make sure that we, stick to the cost price and the markup thing. So once the price reduces, we do it correspondingly. But no, they will always complain. Your prices are too expensive, even when they are obviously not as expensive as other pharmacies that I know. But for patients, drugs are always expensive. Another one is, I have Googled it. Like, seriously? If you have Googled, what are you doing in the pharmacy? Why are you talking to me? Then go and ask Google what you should use now. You come to me and you go and download Google. Is Google Pharmacy School? Or does Google know how to interpret your symptoms appropriately and know how to differentiate symptoms? No. And you come and tell me you have Googled it. As per what? Tell Google to give you your medication now. Well, that's on a lighter note. Even if they say that, we still do our best for them. Another one is, please, I'm in a hurry. Please, I'm in a hurry. I think I've addressed it in a few episodes back. Patient, live up to your name. You say, you are in a hurry, yet this person that is in a hurry will still say, how much is this one? How much is this one? How much is this one? And they are in a hurry. It's so common with patients. But these are the hilarious things that do not make the work monotonous for us anyway. So sometimes it can be enjoyable, it can be funny. Other times it can be very annoying. Another one is, let me call my nurse. And this nurse, no offense, is probably not a registered nurse, maybe an auxiliary, or even an health worker that is not a nurse. But then they will now call this their nurse, give you the phone, and what they'll be telling you on phone, you'll be like, let me just pity this person and use my knowledge. See, we see a lot of things. Another one is, I gave you one brand. You said it is expensive. I gave you another one. You will now be asking me, will it work? No, it won't work. If you know that you cannot afford the expensive one, I've given you a less expensive one. You're asking me if it will work. Please, don't stress me. And I've told you on my branded versus generic episode that even if it's not a branded drug, if it's generic, as long as it's in the pharmacy, be sure that it will work. But no, they'll still be asking me if it will work. There are plenty of others, people. I think I'll bring part 2 of this and I will let my colleagues weigh in, but that will be in 2024. And that ends the first segment of this podcast. Now I'm going to the second segment, which is my Spotify wrap. Yes, Spotify wrapped for the year. So according to Spotify, which is the podcast channel that hosts my podcast, I have 13 fans who has chosen Aunty Pharmacist podcast as their top 10 podcast for the year. And I have 12 who has chosen us as their top 5 and 7 who have chosen us as their top 7. Guys, I'm very thankful for you. And I have listeners from the US, the UK, from Canada, from Australia, and of course from Nigeria. And guess what? Nigerians have the highest percentage. I can't thank you enough, guys. Also, according to Apple Podcast, we're in the number 9 position in the medicine category in Nigeria and number 106 in health and fitness, also in Nigeria. That was within the last 30 days. I can't, tell you how happy I am for this, for you helping my podcast to grow, and even in advance for how much you will help even in the coming year. Thank you so much. So this is me saying that it's a wrap for the year 2023, season 1. Season 2 will be coming back with full force with more informative, educative, entertaining content for the Aunty Pharmacist podcast in the year 2024. Just watch out for it, alright? And as you have been doing, please follow, share, like, subscribe to the podcast. Write to us via mail at auntypharmacistpodcast@gmail.com. Suggest to us topics that you want to hear. Tell us your grievances as patients, what you see in pharmacies that you do not like. We'll address it together. We like addressing issues here. Thank you so much. I'll see you in January. Our first episode for the year 2024 and for season 2 will be aired on January 8th, 2024 by God's grace. So, this is me saying bye for now and wishing you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. Please, this is a season to be jolly, to be merry. Do not think about the economic situation. Do the little you can in your house with your family. Just be merry, enjoy yourself, and till next time, stay healthy and God bless you. Bye.